Okay.
We are
Good
good
evening.
to start.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our 83rd episode of Friday Fleet. Friday Fleet is a community that has been created to provide a safe, encouraging environment and platform for professional women. It tries to actually help them enhance their professional as well as personal development through various sessions that we've been taking in. Before I actually introduce the speaker for the day, I would like our founder, CA Kalpana Thakur, to share some opening remarks.
Thank you so much, CA Sunita Rathod. A very warm welcome, all of you, once again in our today's episode. And as we were discussing before our speaker joined us today, that how all of us are feeling when it comes to dressing up for the different occasion at different places. And this is something we, being female, um, will must be agree, will be able to understand that it is very important. It is not the world to feel how we are appearing, but it is for us to feel confident from inside. And you will all agree that when we dress up perfectly, that edge on our confidence, that authority that we get, it is something worth practicing regularly. When I say practicing regularly, we have just discussed that when we are at home, we all love to be comfortable in our those couple of clothes that are not so good, not so uh, much give us that executive presence that our esteemed speaker is going to talk about. To conclude, I've read this quote that dress how you want to be addressed. That is very important. With that, I know all of us are waiting eagerly. Without taking much time, I would like to hand it over back to our moderator to take the session ahead. So over to you, Sunita. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So it's a pleasure to introduce our speaker for the day, Ms. Radhika Bali. She's a globally recognized image and etiquette strategist, a professional speaker, a presence coach, and the founder of Arts by Radhika. With over 30 years of experience across teaching, corporate training, and professional speaking, Radhika has been transforming lives by helping individuals discover and present their most confident, authentic, and impactful selves through their presence, behavior, as well as communication. An internationally certified image consultant and soft skills trainer, trained in transactional analysis, NLP, and currently an aspiring ACC ICF coach, Radhika brings both depth and practicality to every engagement. Her work spans across corporates, universities, NGOs, and leadership platforms, where she has mentored and trained over 10,000 women and children, empowering them to build confidence as well as their presence. Her contributions have been widely recognized, earning her prestigious accolades such as the Spirit Service Award of the Professional Speakers Association of India, Women Mentor of the Year, the Dr. Sarojini Naidu Award, and the Torchbearers Award. Radhika has delivered impactful talks and keynotes at leading organizations and institutions, including Ease My Trip, Imperial Auto, Delhi University, Amity University, Pearl Academy, and many more. She currently serves as Secretary-elect of Professional Speakers Association of India and is the immediate past president of Professional Speakers Association of India's Delhi chapter. Please join me in welcoming a leader who truly believes that your presence is your greatest power, Ms. Radhika Bali. And she's going to take us through a very um, imperative uh, topic as far as working professional women are concerned, the executive presence that we create and the authority that we wield in our profiles. I hand over the stage to Radhika. Ma'am, it's all yours.
You're on mute, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sunita, for this wonderful introduction. Thank you, Kalpana, for inviting me here to share my views and thoughts with all of you. As I can see, all of you are chartered accountants, so well qualified in your fields with those credentials, talking about finances and everything. Um, Let me start with a small question, as uh, I was privileged to hear the conversation that was going on while I joined about the saris and the way you dress up and how you feel comfortable. So let me just ask you all this one question, that how many of you ever walked out of a meeting thinking what I said was perfect? It just felt right. But why did I not feel that it landed the way I expected it to? Something was missing. And what was that something? How many of you walk out of your meetings thinking that?
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it does happen. I think each one of us has faced that somewhere or sometime in our
Yeah,
life.
that we have a perfect speech, we are well rehearsed, well prepared for the meeting, but still it does not land right at the last moment. We feel that it did not land right, right? And why does this happen? That moment right there is what we're going to talk about today. And it is nothing to do with the competency of our being chartered accountants or doctors, advocates, speakers, anything. It has got nothing at all to do with that competency. It has everything to do with our presence, executive presence, you may call it. You may call it just presence. And what is presence? Presence is being there in the moment, owning the moment, or owning that stage, right? So a lady rather, I would say, once told me that she was brilliant. And this lady was actually very well educated, brilliant in whatever she did. So she was sharp, well respected in her profession. And she said, Radhika, I was the most prepared person in the room. Numbers tight, strong, context absolutely clear. She presented beautifully. She was asked a lot of questions, which she answered all the questions to the point T. She held the ground very well. But what happened was, when the meeting ended, the decision went to someone else and not her. So that feeling of मैंने तो सब कुछ ठीक किया था, मेरा सब कुछ परफेक्ट था, फिर प्रोजेक्ट मुझे क्यों नहीं मिला? Where did I falter? Where did I go wrong? And that was not because she was wrong, not because she lacked qualification, not because she did not have the data clear with her, but because the room did not experience what she wanted to deliver. The presence was missing somewhere. That authority people could not feel, the authority that she carries on the subject. And this very thought, that yes, authority matters. That day, while I was talking to her, she told me something very powerful, was that she says, Radhika, competence got me here, but it did not help me own the room. And that is what I always talk about. That is, even for today, that is the positioning theme for this talk, that Our competency can take us to the room, but it cannot make us own the room. And as Kalpana quoted that, well, I don't remember the exact words, wear not what you like, but wear what you want to convey to others. What is it that you want to convey from your clothes to somebody? Now, while we're talking about executive presence and talking about what is the message that we want to convey, there are always, there are not always, but there are three pillars to this. The pillars which I call my ABC formula is appearance, behavior, and communication. So, communication does not always have to be verbal. Our clothes also communicate. Our body language communicates. Our gestures, our smile, everything communicates. And these messages are communicated, what we call the first impression, which does not take more than 7 seconds for anybody to create that impression about you just by looking at you when you enter the room. Your nervous energy, your confident energy, all that gets transmitted to people even before you speak a word. And all this is what decides whether you're going to get what you want or not, because we all like to form impressions and judge people despite talking about being non-judgmental all the time, but we still judge people by that first impression that we create about them in our heads. Now, executive presence is not about being loud, flashy, or someone else, trying to be like somebody, dressing up like them because they carry a particular aura does not mean that we will also emit the same aura if we dress up like them. It is about closing that gap between how skilled you are and how seriously are you taken by people. And that comes from that first impression, from the presence that you portray to others while you enter the room. Now, in professional settings, competency gets you invited to the table, but presence, it decides whether your voice carries weight at the table or not. When men are evaluated, they are asked, is he capable? But when women are evaluated, what do people usually ask? Is she prepared? Why this difference? Men, is he capable? But women, is she prepared? Is she ready? And presence answers that second question. Is she ready? Is she prepared or not? By the way you walk inside the room, the way you address yourself, the way you greet others, and the way you talk to them. Now, appearance, as we are talking about, is not fashion. It is, yes, one to some extent, a part of it is definitely fashion. We want to follow the trends. We want to um, be like somebody or wear things which others are wearing. But then, more than a trend, appearance is your credibility, your authentic self, your authority that you create, that you communicate to everybody in the room. How you want to be assessed. What is the message that you want to send across to people about you? Now, while we're talking about what message we want to send across, as I can see, Kalpana is probably wearing a business suit, a jacket. Sunita is wearing a jacket with a muffler, and Harshali is wearing a sweatshirt, a hoodie, right? Now, when I look at Harshali, she's young, she's wearing a hoodie, but then that look is not a professional look. Even if we are on an online meeting, we have to be very clear in our heads about what is the message that I want to communicate to others about me. If you're meeting for a professional meeting, then be it in person or on camera, we must dress up professionally with the message that we want to communicate. Now, how does that happen? Um, let's take an example of a young girl, a young professional. Since all of you are chartered accountants, let's talk about chartered accountants only. Who's just passed out of her CA academy, just cleared her chartered accountancy, and has taken up a job in a multinational or a bank, or let's take a multinational where she's been asked to head a particular finance department which takes care of maybe the HNI clients. Now she has to not only sit in the office and work, she has a team she has to coordinate with. She has to report to her seniors, and she has to meet those HNI clients also. Now, why I said HNI clients is because they are all maybe in their late 40s, late 30s to 50s in age bracket, which means they have a good amount of experience in their own fields. And they have some kind of authority in their field, be it men or women. And mostly you find men in such places than women in terms of percentage. Now, if she goes in just a business formal, which is trousers and a shirt, a formal shirt, which is level 3, the lowest level, or rather, let's say level 1 of authority, because it has collars. It's a business shirt which is full sleeve, so it does have authority. But she's wearing a, let's say, a beige colored trousers, or maybe a brown trousers with an off-white shirt. The colors are also very light, which means they're sending a message across that yes, she is approachable, yet formally dressed, but does not have that kind of an authority. So people don't take her very seriously. She does not, like the lady I was talking about who felt that her message did not land the way she wanted it to. She felt the presence missing. So here, now she's going to deliver a presentation to her seniors, and she's dressed in a shirt and trousers. So she's the lowest in authority. Nobody takes her seriously. For all of them, she's a young professional who's just stepped into her uh, career and does not know much. But imagine the same girl wearing a charcoal gray, a navy blue, or a black match suit, a jacket with trousers, closed toe shoes, or maybe stilettos, with a crisp shirt. Automatically, her level goes from 1 to level 4. The darker the color, the higher on authority. And since she's wearing a third layer, and in the third layer also, if she's wearing a double-breasted jacket, she's the highest on authority. Now, because of her clothes, people take her more seriously. When they look at her, they know that this girl means business. She's here to talk about something and she knows what she's talking about. So the message she's wanting to convey to everybody around is, don't mess with me. I'm not a I'm a no nonsense person. This is how we think about the message that we want to convey to people about us. How should they be taking us? Are we really dressed according to that or not? Now, the same girl has to go for a business lunch after this presentation. I'll ask a question to all of you. If you see somebody dressed like that, would you straight away go and talk to the person, or would you think twice before approaching the person? Anybody, please unmute and answer.
I think for me, it would not be specifically with the dress. I would see how approachable and her whole demeanor is going to come into the question, if
Exactly. So,
from whether
how?
I'll be able to approach her or not. So even if she is formally dressed, but how she is carrying herself, if she is smiling and talking freely, then I'll be more um, uh, open to starting up a conversation
Hmm.
or asking. Or if I see that she's guarded and she's not, she seems to be of aloof, kind of a little bit aloof.
Hmm.
So that is obviously going to actually hamper my
Absolutely.
step.
Which means her body language, her voice, her facial gestures, along with the clothes that she's wearing, all put together, will make you think and decide whether you should go and speak with her or not, right? At the same time, right now, she's in black. Now, the same girl with the black trousers, because she immediately has to go for a meeting, decides to just change her shirt or add some elements like maybe a printed scarf and a jacket which is beige in color. When you look at her in this, now imagine the lady in both. A crisp black jacket with black trousers and the same black jacket with a shirt which has a printed scarf and a lighter color jacket. Who looks more approachable? The first one or the second one?
Second one with the light color shirt.
Yeah. The second one looks more approachable because the colors are lower on authority and she's added a colorful printed scarf to it, which makes her look more friendly, adds to her uh, maybe more casual demeanor in comparison to the darker color. So, this is how even choosing the right color for the message that you want to communicate matters. So when you're going for a meeting, even if it is coming online. Now, okay, I'm also wearing a polo neck sweater. I'm not in a formal jacket or something, but it's dark in color. It's black. The reason for choosing this color is one, the collar, the polo neck brings authority. And the second, because it's a dark color, it goes a little higher on authority and it tells me that yes, people will listen to me. Not only that, since I'm not wearing too many accessories except a lipstick and kajal and my chashma, the entire attention remains on my face. does not go down on what I'm wearing. And with that, what happens is people are more focused on listening to what I am saying because they're looking at my face. Their focus is on my face and not on what I'm wearing. So all these things are small things that add up to what message do we want to communicate. Coming back to again our first impression, which starts with entering the room. So when you enter a room, before you speak, you have already, as I said, spoken with your clothes, your way of walking, your smile, and everything. And your appearance signals those three things. The ABC signals your credibility, your hesitation, your invisibility or visibility, depending on what you want to convey. Now, when we talk about credibility, sincerity, and authority in terms of visibility or hesitation, appearance is a credibility shortcut where what you wear. Now, if I go for the same meeting in denims with maybe a jacket or a t-shirt, the level of my credibility kind of goes down in the sense that people who do not know me in person, people who know me in person would think that I know her, but what is she wearing? You know, did she not think before कि वो कहाँ पे जा रही है? Like I will not wear a sari with a lot of zari work for a meeting, but I would wear it for a wedding or some occasion. And if I go for a wedding wearing something very casual, people will think कि यार ये क्या पहन के आ गई है? Or my own mother or my own daughter probably would tell me, Mama, what are you wearing? Or oh, it's not looking nice, go change into something better. So your appearance is a shortcut to your credibility. Your body language is an authority amplifier. So even if you're feeling nervous, take a power pose, stand, close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, and tell yourself, I'm here to own the room. I belong here. And people will connect with me instantly. I know what I am going to talk about. Then, with a slight, a little smile on your face, walk into the room confidently with your shoulders back and a proper demeanor. So, even if you're nervous, the power poses, they don't let you make feel nervous at that point. So when you practice power poses, they instantly bring that confidence in you. And that confidence is what amplifies that body language of confidence. Even if you're not confident inside, but your body language is of a confident person, it amplifies your authority. Then your voice and the stillness in your voice. Taking pauses instead of doing and using the filler words or looking here and there. Just if you think you've forgotten something, if you think you're getting nervous or your voice is getting shakier, just pause. Pause for a few seconds and then speak. That stillness in your voice, your tone, your enunciation, all of that, it helps in building the trust. That's a trust builder. So the ABC helps you gain what you want in your professional, not only in professional arena. Now, from profession, let's shift to family. A lot of us, especially during lockdown, um, we all were all the time sitting at home in our pajamas and t-shirts because we knew बाहर तो निकलना ही नहीं है, तो क्या करना है कुछ और पहन के. Our children who have grown up kids or younger siblings would wear the same. For me, my daughters are grown up. My elder daughter is going to be 26 and my younger one is 19. They're taller than me at times, so I would borrow their sweatshirts or t-shirts. कि मेरी धुली नहीं है, तू अपनी दे दे. Which is very normal in every household. Sharing clothes with your siblings, with your daughters. But then what happens with it? One fine day, a child who never spoke back is not taking you seriously, and you are wondering what happened. This kid was not like this. She's just not taking me seriously. She's not even listening to me. Nobody cares, be it my parents, my husband, my siblings, my children. They all take me for granted. But why is it happening? Because suddenly you have started dressing up in the same way as them. So, in their heads, they may not think like that consciously, but subconsciously in their heads, you are of the same authority as them, at the same level. So, they treat you like buddies, and your authority goes down. The minute you shift that from wearing a sleeveless t shirt, just as your daughter does, to wearing something with half sleeves or full sleeves and maybe a polo neck or a darker color, or maybe something different that you add to your clothing, does not change much, but it makes them think, oh, today she's serious. Maybe she's angry. तो आज चुप रहते हैं, बात सुन लेते हैं. But what is happening is your authority is changing, is shifting because of how you're dressing up. Now, think of your last important client or an internal meeting. If someone had to describe your appearance in 2 words, would those words align with credibility, sincerity, or authority? Just think. As you were talking about wearing saris and other things, reflect back on one of your meetings. Anybody would like to share anything?
In some occasion, yes. And in some occasion, something in our attire not perfect. So there is head to toe, I must say, everything should be in sync. So to have that perfect balance. So quite a few times initially, and specifically in my career, it was the time, obviously, after the Corona time, because immediately before Corona, I left my corporate job. And then I was in my hometown, Bihar, for in that whole duration of Corona. When I came back in Delhi, and initial those days when I used to step out of the house, yes, in those occasion, I still remember how I was dressing, how that feeling I was having inside, and maybe that look, sometimes those initial look on the face of the client.
Okay. So another thing, at times, not only women, but even this, I would say, is common for all of us, men or women, but mostly women. We often speed up with our speech to prove that we are uh, confident or to prove our competence. If we are saying something, we try and speed up that and speak fast, right? So that nobody feels that हम कुछ भूल गए या nervous हो गए या कहीं पे hesitate हो गए. फटाफट तेज तेज बोलते हैं. Some people are in generally a habit of speaking fast, but most of us who do not, instead of stuttering there, we try and just speed up जो भी हमको बोलना है, so that वो stutter किसी को दिखाई ना दे, सुनाई ना दे, और हमारी competence बनी रहे at that level. But in when we read somebody's body language, fast equals nervous and slow equals confidence. Uh, a lot of us would have seen this one video of Priyanka Chopra where she talks her speeches, some of the YouTube videos, or try and kind of see when she's talking to somebody in an interview or otherwise. You will always see Priyanka Chopra taking a lot of pauses, deliberate pauses while speaking. And why does she do that? Those pauses are intentional most of the time. One, to avoid using any filler words instead of saying while you're thinking, while you may have forgotten something and you're thinking of what to say next. Reflect to, oh, she's forgotten something. Maybe some of you who are Toastmasters here would know what filler words do while you're speaking. But instead of using the filler words, taking that intentional pause of a few seconds shows that you are confident, you know your subject well, and you are reflecting upon what you have to say intentionally. So even if you're forgetting and nervous, it is only you who knows that you're nervous and forgetting, but that pause says something else. It does not let the other person know that you're forgetting something. Which is, I would say, aligning. It is not being perfect, but it is aligning over perfection. So presence isn't about looking perfect. It is about aligning the three signals: how you look, how you move, how you speak, to tell the same story. It should not be that you look confident, but your move says that you're nervous. And when you start speaking, it says a different story. So you have to align all three of them to tell the same story instead of trying to prove to be perfect. Nobody is perfect. And we should not even try to be perfect. Just align yourself, all your three things together. Now, I'm not going to ask you to change everything. I'm only going to ask you for one vision, one visible shift in the next 7 days. Try this out for yourself. Don't entirely change from, and also while we were talking about appearance and saris, so a lot of us in our heads feel that formal means Western formals in corporate. No, it is not so. You can have the same authority with a sari. I am a person who strongly believes in saris. Whenever in confusion, whenever I don't know what I have to wear, or when I think that today I'm going to wear my western formals, बहुत टाइम से कपड़े अलमारी में से निकले नहीं हैं. I iron my trousers, a shirt and a jacket. I hang it and I hang a sari on the side. I look at both of them and without even thinking twice, I simply pick up the sari and I wear that. So for me, sari is a go-to thing. If not a sari, and the best part is, no matter what your body shape is, sari embraces everyone so beautifully that you don't have to be conscious about how would I look? Would I look fat? Would I look too thin? Will I feel confident in it or not? Of course you will. And the only thing you need to keep in mind is, so in summers, if we're wearing a sari for a formal occasion, if it is an extremely formal occasion, prefer wearing a cotton sari with a pleated palla. That brings in authority. Um, it if you want, if you like to wear a jacket on top as a third layer to add even more authority, you can do that. If you're a person who does not like to wear jackets with saris, you can always wear a blouse which has collars and maybe longer sleeves, a 3/4 or a full sleeve, but never a sleeveless or a deep back or a deep neck for formal occasions. Chiffons are considered to be almost transparent, translucent. So in formal occasions, it is always the less the skin show, the more formal it is. So avoid wearing printed chiffons or plain chiffons for formal occasions. Whereas you can wear them for a daily office wear. But if you have to go for a meeting, try wear a cotton in summers. In winters, of course, silks are silks. Too much of print or too much of zari on it may not be too formal. So something which is with a plain border or a temple border, two contrasting colors is perfect for a formal thing. This is about saris. Some who are not very comfortable with Western formals, and not comfortable with saris also can wear cigarette pants or trousers with straight kurtas and maybe a sleeveless Nehru jacket on top. In the Indian attire, if you want to wear formals, that is also formal. But do not wear a salwar or a patiala salwar. They are not formals. They are they are more casual. So always, and why cigarette pants and trousers? Because they have a structure to them. They are straight. Tailored, always better. Uh, I guess I've covered most of the executive presence that I had to. So I'm not going to talk. And as I said, we're taking the 7-day challenge, not talking more about changing everything in just adding one thing or reducing one thing. Try doing it and then see for yourself that one change. Observe people how they observe you and what difference does it bring to you for your authority. Is it really conveying the message that you want to or not? And so two last things before I end up and we open it for any Q&A. One is that louder is not powerful. You don't need to be louder to be powerful. You just need to align yourself. Be intentional in whatever you do. So a quick trick for doing that is whenever you're getting ready for any occasion, be it your personal social, or official, always have these four things in mind, even when you're going shopping for your clothes or accessories. So, one is when you're going shopping, is it affordable? Now, affordable does not mean that you have to buy something which is cheap, as in less in price, but the usability of it. How many times in a year are you going to wear it? If I buy a denim which is of 5,000, a pair of Birkenstocks which is for 10,000, and I'm practically wearing it every day, day in and day out, it is affordable. Because usability, I mean, your with how many times, how much did it cost? It probably comes to almost less than a rupee every day for me. But at the same time, if I buy something which I like, it may be just for about 1,500 bucks, and I don't wear it more than once or twice in a year. It is expensive. It is not affordable. Then that is something I should avoid, something which I don't need. Second is appropriateness of the accessory. It could be your shoes, your bag, your jewelry. It could be your clothes. Is it appropriate to the occasion where you're going? What is the occasion that you're going? What is your purpose? What is your goal? What is the role that you're playing in that occasion? Based on your purpose, goal, and role, is it appropriate or not appropriate? And what is the message that you want to communicate? So, if you keep these 5 things in mind, you will be able to bring that authority in yourself, in your executive presence, and build that authority with time, of course, by changing just these few small things. With that, we come to an end of our executive presence. Please go ahead with anything that you want to ask me. Just give me a second. Yes, so sorry.
Yeah. So before anyone else asks the question, I'd like to take the first chance to it.
Yes, please.
I am a person who generally wears pastels and all. So I've never thought across how much of a power statement I'm making when I'm, in a very formal gathering. So I would like to ask you, should I be actually re-looking at the fact that I have to wear dark colors and
No, not
um,
always. Not always. So, if you're fond of wearing pastels, you can maybe just add an element depending on who you're dealing with at that time. If they're much older than you, senior than you, and more of men around, because men will always feel that I'm more authoritative than the women.
right? Yeah.
Then maybe you can just add a second layer, which is of a darker color, maybe a darker shade of the same pastel color.
Right. Cream trousers and a corduroy black jacket or a dark blue jacket
Yes,
would
yes,
work as right.
absolutely. It works.
Okay.
It
Okay.
works.
Okay.
Because the darker the color, the more authority it has. Now,
Right.
again, the fabric. The thinner the fabric, the more softer the fabric. It shows more of so the yin yang. We need to always balance the yin yang, which is
Mhm.
there in everything, not just us. Even in the fabrics, the softer fabric, more pliable fabric is a yin fabric. So to add a yang element to it, you could add a fabric which is more firm, thicker. Instead of a print, take a plain fabric. Instead of thick stripes, take thin stripes. So mix and match like that.
Right. So another question of mine, when I was in a corporate setup, I was very conscious of you know being in the best of formal suits, skirt suits or trouser suits and all. But now I'm actually in a facilitator trainer kind of a role. So how crucial is it to be that looking at the crisper side of I go for casuals. I go for casual, comfortable clothing for myself these days. So,
Hmm.
is this the right track, or should I get back to the
Casual as in
whatever
denims?
I'm comfortable? No, no, not denim. Be it a salwar suit or a linen trouser. So, linen is something that I go with, but linen is considered to be on a casual side.
Yes.
So,
So you can wear linen trousers, but so long as you're pairing it up with your trousers are well tailored, um, you're wearing a proper shoe with it, as in a closed toe shoe, be it a belly. Now, again, a flat belly will not have so much of authority. So maybe a small heel, just a little.
right,
Um, if you're comfortable with stilettos, maybe even kitten heels, but straight heels and pointed shoes have more authority because they're more structured, they're more straight. The lesser the curves, the higher in authority is how it goes. Instead of wearing sandals or open toe shoes, wear a closed toe shoe, even if it is a flat shoe, a formal flat
yeah,
shoe like a brogue or something,
right.
which is
And
something
jutis and all also do, right?
yes. So you can do that. You can add if you don't like to wear jackets, you can just maybe have something with a collar, a shirt with a collar. Don't wear too many accessories around the neck, maybe just a pair of earrings, a good earrings, not very heavy makeup. If you're fond of makeup, if you're not fond of
No.
makeup, a person like me just prefers being in a lipstick and kajal and I'm done.
Yeah. So I'm also not a makeup person. I don't even apply lipstick that often. Just
Oh,
so yeah. And these days you see that it is taken as a kind of a requirement these days that I've seen that people, if you're well made up, you're considered to be more cultured and more. So that
so
was
these are
coming to be
all
my next
So these are
question.
all myths, is what my belief is. Now, I'm also a facilitator and a trainer. Um, I will just quote an example from the days when I was doing my course in image consulting. So I had a lot of classmates who were my age and some younger, many younger, a couple of them maybe even older than me, who decided to step into a second inning of a professional life. Some of them came from a family background where all their lives they have only worn saris and salwar kurtas, not even trousers, forget wearing skirts. But maybe they always liked to wear Western dresses, or to show that they have transformed and they start getting clients, they did actually transform. So some of them I have seen who transformed from completely being in salwar kameez to wearing uh, skirts, pencil skirts, and trousers for all their corporate events, no matter what. Which is fine, which is absolutely fine, so long as you feel comfortable and authentic in what you're wearing and doing. I'm a person who grew up all my life wearing only trousers and skirts, never any Indian wear. Except now I come from an army background. So, except for the formal official army parties, I would wear a sari. Other than that, it was always only jeans and shorts. But for me, when it comes to going for even corporate trainings, I prefer wearing a sari. One odd incident where if my sari is not ironed, or for some reason I don't have enough time or something like that, I would wear either trousers or I would wear a suit, which is these days everybody wears suits with straight pants and cigarette pants. So just a kurta and trousers, which is absolutely fine, which is equally formal. So you don't have to really think of, wearing Western formals or any other formals. You should wear what still falls in the category of being formal, but at the same time, you are comfortable in it. You feel your skin in it.
Right.
Don't wear something because everybody else does. Now, there are people who may be ultra modern, but at the same time, they are not comfortable wearing sleeveless or crop tops or deep necks. That is not because they are not, because they're backward or not modern or they're trying to show something else, but it comes from their religious values of the values they inculcated while growing up. Maybe in their family, while growing up, they were told, ऐसे कपड़े नहीं पहनने, and they never did that. Or maybe they grew up in a society where certain things were not acceptable at that point. So today, even if they want to do it, it is that religious value in them which does not make them feel comfortable within themselves. Not that somebody else will talk about it, but in their own heart, they don't feel comfortable. So they don't do it, which is absolutely fine. So there are no hard and fast rules of formality or not formality. Just that you should be able to carry it well, you should feel comfortable in it, and it should send across the message that you want people to understand. It should communicate your message to them. Don't do something only because everybody else is doing, and that it lands up sending a different message than what you want to.
Yep. Thank you. Any questions? Anyone else has a question or a clarification that they need?
Yes. Uh, hi.
Hi,
Uh,
Rajni.
Hi, Radhika, for the wonderful session.
Thank you.
So, my question is, how do we choose accessories, especially the jewelry? Because sometimes I see on the pic that people wear very loud jewelry like pearl set or something, but it looks elegant. But if I try it on myself, I find it very loud or maybe inappropriate for
Can
the
you come on
office.
camera for a minute?
I'm very casually dressed up.
It's okay,
Okay.
perfectly fine.
Unable to please allow Zoom workplace to access your. Okay. How do I allow? Can you see me?
I can see Gayatri. I can't see you.
Mm, I think I need to go to setting. Just 1 second.
No problem. Okay, in the meanwhile, I'll just try and explain whether you're able to come on camera or not.
Trying. Actually, it is asking me to allow Zoom to allow you the camera, but I'm not sure how to do that. Please allow Zoom workplace to access your camera from the device setting. But I'm going in the setting. I'm not finding Zoom
It's okay.
workplace. Oh,
No
sorry.
problem. No problem. So, I'll just give you some very basic examples.
Yeah.
Now, we all, these days, there is a trend of, some people wearing extra large glasses, frames. Now, because that's a trend, everybody does it,
Yes.
irrespective of the fact whether it suits them or not. When there was we all like to follow trends.
True.
But even in following trends, we have to keep one thing in mind. And there are times when we buy, I also do that very often. Look at something and really like that particular outfit and I buy it. But after I come back home, there is something that I feel is off and I never wear that outfit until somebody tells me कि यार वो तो तूने कभी पहना ही नहीं, एक बार तो पहन के दिखा दे, and only to kind of obligate that person, I may wear it once. But heart of heart, I feel कि नहीं यार कुछ गड़बड़ है, ये मेरे ऊपर अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है. अब क्या अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है is what I don't think about, right? So what happens is we all have a particular face shape. We all have our own skin tones, the colors. Now, skin tone is not the only color. We also have the undertones, which is the color of our veins, dark circles, color of our eyes, color of our hair. All these colors become our personal colors. And not every color goes well with all the colors. Some people who have a cooler skin tone, who are from the cooler color family, will wear certain colors, certain shades of a color, which will suit them. But at the same time, most of Indians have a warm skin tone. So people with warm skin tone will not look nice in certain tones of the same color. So if we talk about a red or a pink, a bright red may look very nice on somebody with a very fair skin who has a cool skin tone. Or even a very dark person but with a cool skin tone, that cool red will look very nice on them. But a person with a warm skin tone wearing the same cool red color, it'll not look nice on them. There'll be something off because it does not complement your warm skin tone. The minute you take a warmer tone of the same red color, it'll accentuate your look. It'll look nice on you. So choose it. Try this out, all of you, whenever you get time, without any makeup, without anything on your face. Take two white fabrics. One, a bright white as in a cool white, and one, a warm white, not off white, but a warm white. Place it on yourself. Okay, wait. Like I have this shrug here. Imagine this is a white fabric. Okay. Place it like this on yourself. When you place it like this on yourself, instantly you will see one white will make you look brighter and the other white will make you look duller. So you will feel ये white मेरे ऊपर अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है पर ये white मेरे ऊपर बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. Then see which is that white. Is it a cool white that is looking nice on you or the warm white that is looking nice on you? Whichever that is, Take the colors of that family, the warm family or the cool family, and try them the same way. Place a white fabric like this, and on the white fabric, keep different colors. See the effect of that color on your skin. Does it make you look brighter? Does it make you look duller? Does it enhance your dark circles, or does it kind of hide your dark circles? When you do that, you will know which color suits you, which shade of the color, not the color, all colors will suit you, but which shade of that color looks nice on you. You can choose your colors accordingly. The same way for accessories. Now, uh, I have an oval face and I have a very long neck. Every earring will not look nice on me, or everything on my neck will not look nice because it does not go with my body shape. I may be somebody with very narrow shoulders or somebody with very broad shoulders. Somebody with rounded shoulders. So everybody, or a very boxy body shape. So everybody has a different body shape. So everything will not look nice on everybody. But things like Rajni, you mentioned pearls. Now, when we're going for a formal occasion, pearls are classic, or any strings are classic. Depends on how you wear it. Again, what is the message that you want to communicate? In a formal occasion, I would prefer wearing a single string around my neck. Nothing which has a lot of bling, nothing which is too hanging, because then what is happening is the entire focus from what I'm saying and doing shifts to what I'm wearing around my neck, which may, even if it is something which is too long, something hanging, I don't want people to look towards my waist, might bring the focus downwards and make me uncomfortable. But if I'm wearing a string around my neck, just a simple string around my neck with small tops, the focus is shifted towards my neck and upwards, not making me uncomfortable of the stare of anybody or anything. The same way about our shoes. So whenever you're going for a formal thing, try, if you're wearing a chain, wear a single chain. Don't wear too many accessories. Rings, maybe one ring, or in case if somebody's asked you to wear a couple of rings, it's okay, but try and wear just one ring, a watch in one hand, and maybe a single bracelet in the other hand. Not too many things. Keep it as simple as you can. So I wear this all the time. Now, these are my kadas. Being a Sardarni, I can't do without my kadas. My mom gave this to me almost 2.5 decades back. So I've worn it ever since. Because I'm not fond of wearing gold bangles, so I was told by my nani and mom ki, कुछ तो पहनो हाथ में, तो चलो ये लाल रंग का एक पहना हुआ है. But if I have to wear any bracelet, I don't wear it with all of this. Either it is always just this and I wear nothing else, or I remove all of this and I wear a bracelet. So keep it as simple as you can. Now, this is about, you welcome Rajalakshmi, and thank you so much for being around. So this is about our accessories. Now, when we talk about our shoes or our handbags or belt, ideally, if not the same leather or the same material, the color of your handbag your belt and your shoe should be the same. If you're wearing black shoes, always wear a black belt, a brown or a brown shoe, a brown belt. A beige shoe can also go with a brown belt because they're the same color family. Um, a handbag may differ, so you can match it with your jacket ka color, your dress ka color, if not the shoe ka color, if you don't have something similar. But so black shoes, we all have a black, brown, and white handbag. So it becomes very easy to decide that you're wearing a black shoe and you're carrying a black handbag. Because what happens is, at times, if you're carrying a black handbag, you're wearing a white shoe. No, you could carry a brown with white or something different, but the attention shifts to your shoes. हम बहुत बार देखते हैं ना कि क्या इसके shoes off beat है, मैच ही नहीं कर रहे जो इसने पहना है बाकी चीजों के साथ. So again, where do you want people's attention? Coming back to that again and again. What is the purpose you're going for? What is your role? What is the goal? What is the occasion? Keeping all of that in mind, and what is the message that you want people to take away? Wear it accordingly. If you want somebody to focus on your shoes, definitely you can wear a different color shoe. But if you want the focus elsewhere, try to be as neutral as you can. Does that help you, Rajni, in any way?
Yes, definitely, definitely. So
Thank
my follow-up question is like, how can we improve? How can we groom ourselves? Like, do you have some suggestion for some videos or something where we can, like, before buying something, we can check what should be the like
There
matching?
are many solutions, many. You can, in fact, take a session with me for grooming if you want. A one-on-one session. I can help you entirely. I can help you as a personal shopper. We can,
Okay,
of course, everything comes with a cost, but then I can go with you to help you decide based on what your occasion is, what are you shopping for, um, whether it's suiting you or not, or what should you be buying based on your body shape, your personal color, the occasion that you're buying for. That what should you be? So I can definitely, not only me, any of the image consultants, we also help in personal shopping. So
okay,
if you don't want to take a proper grooming session, you can always say that I want you to come with me as my personal shopper and help me choose for this particular occasion.
okay, okay. Thank you. So, can you share your credentials so that I can contact you?
Absolutely. Kalpana will do that with you. She has
Okay.
my credentials.
Thank you so
Yes.
much, Radhika, for an insightful session. And before, if anyone else doesn't have any other questions, we'd like to request Kalpana to share a formal vote of thanks.
Just just a moment, Sunita. I'm just sharing Radhika ma'am's credentials in the chat box.
So while you're doing that, I'd like to mention this, Radhika. I'm also from an army background, by the way, and
Oh,
my
wonderful.
dad was in the army. So I've never thought about giving it so much of thought about the way I'm dressing and what kind of a power statement that I want to make for myself. I've always gone for what is more comfortable to me, which reads on. It's not too casual, but these days I see that I'm more comfortable in linen, and that is what I brought. Because you're going in a professional setup, will that give a kind of a formal and image that needs to be portrayed in uh, even in the facilitation training setups? So that was my
Of course, you can
concern.
wear linen, absolutely. So, you said your father was in the army. Which
Yeah.
arms was he?
He was with the infantry.
Wonderful. So, my husband's in the infantry. So is my brother, and my father was a gunner.
Okay. Yeah. So, incidentally, most of my family from my mother's side was also in the army. So everyone, uncles and nephews and nieces and everyone, most of them are in the army. And from my father's side, he was the only person who was in the army.
Okay.
So whenever I hear about the army thing, it really, I wanted to marry an army man. It didn't turn out to be that way, but yeah,
So, talking about it, Sunita, you would have seen your father and mama always being dressed in a particular
yeah,
way, and with all the six Bravos and the blue patrols and the SDs,
yeah, very much so.
um, always matching the socks with a shoe.
Mm.
And we always learnt this, that you get to know about a person from his shoe. So I
And
still
how
have that.
shiny these are,
Yes, so I
how
still
polished,
have
well
that.
polished. Yeah,
I still have that, I don't know, bad habit, good habit, but a habit of looking at somebody's shoes first before even talking to them and making my judgment based on them, which I should not be doing, but it happens. And that is what triggered me to take up image consulting, to understand, not understand actually, but that small thing of, if I tell somebody don't do this, they would tell me, what authority do you have to tell us this? I will do what I feel like doing. Who are you to tell us? But after doing the course, I can tell them that this is the authority I have with which I can tell you, because I've studied the science behind it, and not because I don't like it, but because I just want to help you. And when you talk about being dressed comfortably, uh, despite teaching others and telling others, helping others, how should one do what, I have not been able to teach my daughters that. If they want to go for a wedding with a sari and sneakers, they would do that
they would, yeah,
because they're comfortable in that. If they want to wear something which is comfortable, nothing on earth can force me to tell them कि भैया comfortable और चीज़ें भी होती हैं, सिर्फ try something else that also may be comfortable, but no, आप जाके दूसरों को सिखाओ. So I stopped telling them.
now, these days that's the story in each household. Their parents and kids are concerned. Well, thank you
Absolutely.
so much, Radhika. I'd like to
Most welcome.
actually give the stage to Kalpana for a formal vote of thanks.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much, Radhika ma'am, for such an enlightening session. I'm sure, like me, I got that realization that right from the color of our clothes, that whether it is how that texture is, how that fabric is, whether it is soft, um, and otherwise it impact our presence. And from now onwards, we will have that awareness when we will be dressing up, sure. And thank you for such a detailed analysis and the discussion. And every question have been resolved to such a depth which is not possible for in this time frame. So thank you so much. As a small token of appreciation, I would like to share certificate of appreciation from the whole team of on the behalf of whole team of Friday Fleet. Thank you so much, ma'am, for
Thank you so much.
gracing our platform, for your presence and that um, awareness when
Thank
it
you
comes
so
to
much,
having
Kalpana.
presence.
So thank you for inviting me here. Thank you for the certificate, and thank you for being so patient. I think I've overshot by 30 minutes, and Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you once again, and thank you to our wonderful moderator, CA Sunita Rathod, to our another core team member, CA Harshali Salvi, and last but not the least, to all those participants. So I would like to appreciate that we have been started with 11 participants, only Rajalakshmi and one more participant left. So it shows that how those who have joined was keen to know, and they have been engrossed in the sharing done by you, Radhika ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
I'm
all.
honored.
Yeah, have a great evening and a great weekend ahead.
Yeah,
And we'll
you
wind up.
too. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.